Yeah.
So the government recommends limiting shopping as much as possible.
Hmm.
So what can we buy that's healthy but makes enough meals to limit going out as much? Obviously, a lot of us have been having this problem where we don't want to go out,
Hmm.
and not gonna lie, personally, I'm actually scared to go out. Like, I try to not go out as much as I can. I haven't been out for a very long time. I can't even remember the last time I've been out. And even when I tried to go to the shop, I went when it was night, when no one was outside, and I like
Hmm.
quickly went to the shop and I got what I wanted, and I quickly stormed out. Like, I did not want to be there for any longer. And I'm sure a lot of
Hmm.
people are feeling that, they're quite not insecure, but they're quite
Anxious, yeah.
anxious to go out. So
Hmm.
if we have to go out at least once a week or once in 2 weeks to get the shopping, what can we get? What
Bye.
should we get? What should
So
we focus on?
of course, if available, fresh foods is obviously great. So our fresh fruit, our fresh vegetable, our fresh meat sources.
Mm,
But in times like this, when we don't want to go out through the house,
mm.
non-perishable goods are so important. So that's tinned vegetables, tinned chickpeas, lentils,
Okay.
even tinned fish. So you can
Mm,
get salmon, you can get mackerel, you can get sardines, tuna,
mm.
and keeping, because they're all quality protein sources, all of
Yeah.
them, the beans and the fish. So
Yeah.
keeping them to one side, but also making sure that you have a good supply of pasta and rice. But
Mm.
of course, it's so hard to get a lot of it now, and hopefully in the next coming weeks there'll be better supplies.
Yeah. Yeah.
But having a good store of whole grains will be so
Mm.
important.
Um.
Yeah.
You said we can get tinted food. Do you, in terms of freshness,
Hmm.
obviously there's also frozen food.
Yeah.
So now we have a few options: frozen, tinted, and fresh. Um,
Yeah.
in terms of which one is the freshest, which one is the freshest, and what is the least fresh?
Surprisingly, the freshest is actually frozen foods.
I was like,
So
are you gonna say frozen? Can
yeah,
you
yeah,
tell them? Can you tell them why?
yeah, exactly. So frozen foods are basically picked at the peak when it is just ready, fresh from the ground and frozen. So they're going to be like the highest in nutrients
Yeah.
and minerals.
Yeah.
Whereas fresh foods, they're kept in the supermarket for a while and then in your fridge. And then over time, the nutrient levels and minerals just decline because obviously it gets older.
Exactly. And
So
you
in
don't,
terms of
and
yeah,
sorry, and
no,
obviously
no,
you don't know where the fruits are coming from. They could be coming from another country, so they obviously have to travel from that country. So you can add the
exactly.
time of traveling, the time that it's been sitting on the shelves, and then you buy it, and then you don't even eat it straight away.
Exactly,
Ha-
exactly.
probably half of the vitamins are dead, are gone.
Ex- exactly, exactly. So yeah,
How about the
people not
tinted?
the tinned ones again, they're good as well. They're quite fresh. I mean, it all depends on what you want. Um, and storage space really. Some people don't have access to that much freezer space, so why not have some tinned vegetables? The only thing I would say is just to make sure they're not in any type of salt solution, because if there's
Ah,
brine or salt, it will add to your salt content in your food.
oh yeah,
But
yes. That's true.
yeah,
So, in terms
yeah,
of the frozen food, I
yeah.
realize every time I have frozen food, it's tasteless. Why is it
It's
tasteless?
what frozen foods.
Yeah.
It could be because it was frozen, so that the texture and the flavors, the frost of it can change it. But
Okay.
otherwise, it should taste similar. But I do understand what you mean. You know, when you get those like mixed like vegetables with like
Yeah.
carrots
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they don't
Mm.
taste the same.
They don't. They take.
And it
They
could
don't.
be because of the water, because they absorb so much water as well. When they're frozen, it's
Frozen.
covered in water,
Yeah.
and then when you cook it, it's soaking with
Mm,
water. So that's probably
that's
bound to change and dilute the flavor.
that's true. Oh.
Hmm.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. I got it. Because I've been
yeah,
trying to figure out why they are so tasteless. But
yeah.
But
Sure.
anyway, if you're focusing on freshness, then frozen is right here. And
Yeah,
then
and it's
probably,
convenient.
yeah, that's true. That's true.